really cute, but when looking at a problem, and I instantly dread the worst. And I was unfortunately right. I honestly thought it could be a one and done, and they just leave her alone after that. But this is TikTok. How I can have that much hope is laughable. She received thousands of hate comments, many under the excuse of constructive criticism. Some even try to tell her to fix her own style. You can't fix what isn't broken. It's her style she intentionally chose, and she's happy with it, and that's all that should matter. She even got fixing art videos that I stumbled across. And she also reposted them on her story saying, this is not okay. And she's totally right. I made a whole video on quote-unquote fixing art, but just so you know, that's not a good thing. And it went as far as many threats, which is absolutely disgusting. It is never that deep. If your first thought after seeing a harmless drawing you don't like is to tell them to off themselves, please put the phone down. This hate got so ridiculous, people even question whether or not she was problematic. And do I blame these people? No. I mean, if I saw that level of hate, hell, I'd ask that too. That's how ridiculous the haters sound. This is such a huge reaction over a non-problem. And for those wondering, Aba herself stated her style is out of choice. It is for fun. She knows anatomy pretty damn well. I mean, look at this. It's stunning. And so is her style. She knows anatomy, but since it's style, it will be stylized. That is quite literally how styles work. For ages, we have seen insane anatomy and styles, but it's only ever a problem when you personally aren't fond of it. Give me a break. People constantly whine on TikTok about overrated styles and the same 5 styles being recycled on there, but I wonder why. It's because there's a constant hate for anything that's unique. Don't like it? Fine, you're not obligated to. But going to these lengths, hate, threats, goddamn videos dedicated to hating, it's so unnecessary. There's a scrolling feature, there is a block feature, there is a non-interested feature, there are specific buttons on the screen of your phone that turns the phone off. You have all these options, just use it. And to make it worse, some weren't even bullying just the style, but the features themselves. People were saying she's promoting ugly features and drawing too many ugly people, and it's sickening. What is wrong with you? Aba is drawing features she finds beautiful, and I find them beautiful too. Me and many others love her work. Not all characters you see will be conventionally attractive, and I love that. It brings variety, representation, and gives a sense of realism to the piece. Only drawing conventionally attractive people is fine. You do you. Nobody can tell you what to draw and you're not obligated to draw anything. But don't hate on people who don't draw just pretty people. And if you want a sense of realism in something you create, and if you're creating something like, I don't know, a comic or a show, realism is important. Not necessary, but it'll give more of a realistic feel to it. It can improve your skill to expand and diversify your characters. But like I said, it's all up to the artist. The important thing is for having diversity in their art. And I feel like situations like this shows that unsolicited criticism isn't the way to go. Now, Aba accepts constructive criticism, but speaking generally here, I got a bit of backlash for my opinion on unsolicited criticism, and that is, I don't like it. I find it more beneficial for people to just ask artists before assuming they need it. Because some people argue, oh, to be an artist you need criticism. But I feel like that applies to artists seeking improvement. Those in art school. Those wanting it as a profession. Some people just draw to draw. And who cares? They don't need someone whispering in their ear about how their art needs to be better. Now, I was accused of this before, but no, I am not trying to demonize unsolicited criticism. I, again, just think asking is better. You only know what the artist chooses to share about themselves and their art. You do not know their skill level, you don't know if they've been to art school or not. People assumed Aba didn't understand anatomy when it was a choice. That is my issue with unsolicited criticism. Not only in some cases can it come off rude, but sure, anatomy is important to know before you make a style, but it's not mandatory if it's literally just a hobby and the artist is having fun. And it's also better to ask since you can also ask where they're looking to improve, and get an understanding of their skill level so you know what's a choice and what they know. That way you can help them in a way that fits, so you don't give them advice that doesn't fit where they're looking for. Anyway though, people continued to bully her, then proceeded to call her sensitive or accuse her of wanting special treatment just for asking to be treated like a human being. Saying, hey, stop being unnecessarily rude, is not sensitive, nor is it asking for special treatment. It is a normal reaction because it's not acceptable behavior. You're not supposed to act like this, and it affected Aba as she stated in her video on YouTube. She said it hurt a lot at first, and she even cried with her boyfriend about it. And that is heartbreaking, especially since she did absolutely nothing wrong, and absolutely nothing to deserve this. She states over time it didn't hurt as much, which is sad that it even have to go on for so long, and it continues to go on. And her reaction is completely valid. You can prepare for hate, and it's good to prepare when you want to build a platform, but it can be hard to prepare for this level of harassment. Like, especially unprovoked, it can catch you off guard. That is a human emotion, a normal response to such thing. It might be hard to understand, but if you say something intended to create negative emotions, don't be surprised when it happens. I'm glad she was able to push through this and even make TikToks of her own, making fun of the logic and mentality of these weirdos. Good for her. And they were really funny. And I hope and genuinely think her reaction could very well be an inspiration to many, because she just keeps pushing through, not caring what these internet randos think. But now the moment you all are probably excited for. I prepared a small interview-like segment with Abba, as I thought it'd be better if you could all hear things from Abba herself. I prepared these 3 smaller questions, and for more details, again go to her video, because she discusses it all, but these questions are just to give a look into her perspective and experience, and just questions I've been wondering for someone coming from this kind of situation. Now, hello Abba! I hope you're doing well. Would you like to give a small hello to the viewers?
Hi there, I'm Abba, or Raccoons. Thank you so much, Brie, for interviewing me for the video and talking about the whole situation. We need more people like you to make people realize the relevance of what's happening.
Yeah, of course, and thank you. Now that we're all acquainted, first off,
introducing Subway's new fresh value menu. 15 protein-packed choices, all for under $5 each.
Hi, I'm Lilypad.
The age of toys is over! Extinction! Not again!
if you don't mind me asking, what's it like having to deal with the hellhole that is TikTok? I know your video goes over that now looking back on this script, but I think it'd still be good to give a small look into that.
TikTok is a pretty weird app. It's so easy to suddenly blow up with an unintentional video, but at the same time so hard when you put effort into it. It's scary, and it gets even scarier when half of the people in the app take things at the extreme. They may have not seen anything besides that video or photo, but suddenly they feel the need to arrest you and make you feel miserable. Because, who needs basic sense? They are so backhanded sometimes that it's even funny. I even got comments that were like, yeah, that's an interesting style, but I recommend you changing the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Like, straight up told me to change my style. And then when you answer them, you're the bad person. That's answering rudely, because you're just sensitive. In general, TikTok is a good way to show what you do, but at the same time, it's a risk, because people nowadays are allergic to people being themselves. But that said, that's not the artist's fault, but TikTok's art community.
Oh yeah, 100%. It is so weird how they turn their personal opinion into something that should be your issue. It's really not. And then you being considered the bad guy to them is genuinely insane and baffling. Like what? I too honestly find it sort of funny because their logic pulls the craziest mental gymnastics to make it sound like they're somehow in the right. But with that being said, I can also agree it can be scary. It's a risky post no matter what you're posting, and it's crazy. I also like your acknowledgement that it has some pros and cons. Like how it's good to show your talents and hobbies so you can get some traction over there, but it can also quickly turn to a whole flippin' war over something as simple as a drawing. Now to the next question. I was curious on this. Do the supportive comments and just the support in general help at all?
Actually, yeah, they do. At least in my case, they helped me a lot to get through everything, because I always kept in my mind that there were people that were supporting me and defending me. I met so much people that sent me DMs telling me that I shouldn't listen to the hate and checking on me to see if I was doing okay from the whole situation. It also helped that I had my boyfriend around, because he was always there to calm me down and even distract me from checking the comments. His support played a big role in this whole situation. But what it really made a difference for me was seeing that people commented me, thanking me for drawing their insecurities, because it made them feel more comfortable with themselves. It made me extremely happy, and it really made me realize that I wasn't alone at all.
Yeah, I think this really shows the importance of support and that a small comment can go a long way. And hopefully that can encourage the viewers to send love to those that may be struggling in any aspect really, not even just in art talk. And just the people in general. It's so nice that your boyfriend was by your side and that you had a support system going through this. And hearing that your art made people feel comfortable with themselves is so uplifting, and I'm happy for them and you. I think it really lets us see the positive effects of representation in all kinds of media. But finally, for my last question, what is your advice to those who may be going through this? As TikTok certainly isn't new to this behavior, or anyone just having issues about their style in general.
First of all, if someone is going through this whole situation, I'm so sorry. I would like to tell them that even if it seems that no one likes your art style, because from all the hate comments you can see the good comments, there are still people that will in fact enjoy your art style and get the uniqueness from it. I know that this might not seem like much, but believe me, when you realize and focus yourself on good comments, things change. Sometimes we have to ignore the bad comments because all they do is hurt more than they are already doing. Your style is your own and you don't have to change it to please others that don't like it. The one that needs to like it is you, because who's gonna spend hours drawing with it then? You have to have fun with it. And if you're the one not liking your style, don't worry, styles change with time. They change with you, and I assure you that someday you'll end up with a style that makes you feel comfortable. It did happen to me in that way at least. I used to hate how I drew, and now I can like what I do without feeling ashamed of it. And that's all. Thank you so much, Brie, for having me as a guest in your video. Bye bye!
That is a truly beautiful and amazing message to end this segment off on. And I agree so much. A style should be for you. Art is subjective, and if others don't like it, well, it's not for them. I'm so glad you grew comfortable with the style that you love, and I hope we're same for all the artists watching this. But yeah, thank you for doing this video with me. It was a pleasure working on this with you, and just meeting you in general. You are so sweet and a joy to talk to. Bye-bye. But yeah, I guess that's it for today. I want to give a big thank you to Abba for allowing me to create this and interview her. I recommend her channel on TikTok and YouTube so much. She is genuinely such a sweetheart from the times I've spoken to her.